How's it going, guys? It's TacTixHD here bringing a brand new NHL 14 video. This video, guys, I'm bringing you the Mighty Ducks movie roster in NHL 14, so I decided to make every single player that's played for them over the three movies, obviously Mighty Ducks D2, Mighty Ducks D3, and just basically taking a look at their physical attributes, what's the kind of stats they'd have, what they'd look like, etc. So, without further ado, guys, we're going to take a look at them. I decided to put them all on the Mighty Ducks team, as, they do play for the Ducks, and Mighty Ducks isn't available anymore, so Ducks was the next closest thing, so basically, guys, we're just going to take a look at all their stats and everything. And I actually did a lot of research for this. I'm not going to lie, it took me a while. I had to research every player's number, position, hand, and then I had to basically, figure out which players are better, which players are worse in terms of their stats. So, starting off here, guys, we have Lester Averman. If you guys don't know him, he's the one with the glasses, kind of goofy guy. He was actually in all three movies. And as you guys can see, he's a right winger, number 4, left-handed. I made them all 95, so they're all 18. January 17th, those made up. Minneapolis, USA is right. 5'10", he's kind of like average height in the movie, so he's 5'10" here. He's a playmaker, I wasn't really sure about that. Rarely a fighter. Salary's not a big deal. Right here, guys, just kind of a quick look at what he looks like. It's kind of the best I could do with him. I mean, like I said, NHL customization, not the greatest. Right here, guys, the equipment is all just the same for every single person. And then right here, there's the stats, what matters. He's 59 overall, 75 speed, pretty much 75 throughout here. His only real notable stat, I don't think he actually has one. He's kind of just an average player. He's got a lot of mid-70s stats on him. He's got 3.5 star potential. He's played on all three movies, so he's obviously a pretty decent player. If he's been in all three movies, he's sticking around. So he's got pretty good potential, 59 overall. So that's Lester Averman. Next, guys, we have the best player on the Mighty Ducks. No matter what anyone says, Adam Banks is definitely the best player on the team, better than Conway. Same equipment, like I said. Adam Banks, I got Banks there, it's the closest thing I could get. He's a center, number 99, right-handed, Minnesota, USA, 6'2", 220. He was usually one of the taller players on the team. Sniper, sometimes fights, not really though. Right here is kind of the best I could do with him. Kind of looks like him, I think. Again, the equipment's the same. And then right here, guys, the potential, 5-star potential. Banks was the best player on the team and probably the best player in every single game he was in. Just an all-around beast. I think the Ducks were 0-7 or something before he joined their team in Mighty Ducks, and then he went 2-1. He had a ridiculous amount of points. You guys could probably go watch the movie or look up stats on the internet. I actually found stats on him, and he tears it up every game. So 85 speed there, guys. 80 endurance, 80 puck control. Just a really good offensive player. 80 shot accuracy, 80 agility, 80 acceleration, 80 face-offs, 80 hand-eye, 85 shot blocking. If you guys haven't seen Mighty Ducks D3, he dives in front of a puck that's shot on an open net, saves the game, basically. So he's got 85 shot blocking for that moment. Basically mid-75s throughout for the rest of it. And his overall is the highest on the team with an overall of 66, I believe. So yeah, 66 overall, highest overall on the team. And 5-star goal potential gives him the highest potential. Next, guys, we have the captain, Charlie Conway. Second best player on the team in terms of potential, I think. But he's not the best overall-wise, He never does really great in terms of scoring, but he's always kind of motivating the team. 96, number 96, everyone knows Conway, number 96 there. Minneapolis, USA, 5'11", he's kind of like average height as well. I made him a two-way forward. I wasn't really sure what to make him. I wouldn't really call him a sniper or a playmaker, so I decided, he learns to play two-way hockey in D3. That picture of him, it kind of looks like him, kind of doesn't. I gave him 4.5 star potential. I figured, Conway definitely has the potential to be a better player. 64 overall, like I said, he's one of the higher rated players, but Banks is the highest. 80 speed, 80 endurance, 80 puck control. It's mid-70s and 70s. 80 agility, 80 acceleration, 85 aggressiveness. He's got a bit of a temper on him. 80 offensive awareness. 55 discipline, like I said, he's got a temper. He breaks his stick sometimes, takes bad penalties. So, I think those stats all make sense, and he's still one of the better players on the team. Here's Tammy Duncan. She was only in the first movie. She's like one of 3 girls, I think, to play for the Ducks. Not the greatest player. Left winger, right-handed. Minneapolis, 5'7", 140. Not that big either. There's only 3 faces for girls, so you have to pick one of the 3. 3-star potential, that's the lowest potential on the team. All the players that were only in one movie and didn't do much are all 3 stars. 58 overall, and she's basically just got mid-70s. She was a figure skater, though, so I gave her 80 agility and 80 balance, so I figured she's got pretty good skating. Same with 80 poise. Figure skaters, they have nice poise. Definitely not a fighter, though. She's got 55 fighting skill. So that's really it for her. Next, guys, I have her younger brother, Tammy Duncan. He was in the first movie. Kind of shit. I think he's the lowest rated player on the team. Didn't really do anything. He's a center, number 2. Minneapolis as well, 5'9". I think he played either forward or defense in the movie. I'm not exactly sure. I think they said he might have never even been on the ice in a game. So I needed a 4th line center, so that's where he's gonna be. Right here is kind of what he looks like. Best I could do. Again, the equipment's the same. 3-star potential, 55 overall, 75 speed, a bunch of 70s, some 65s. Nothing really to say about this guy. He's shit. I don't even think, like I said, I don't even think he got ice time. Right here we got Julie the Cat Gaffney, starting goaltender for sure. She's a much better goaltender than Goldberg. She got regular equipment there. Julie Gaffney, number 6, Baltimore, USA. She's actually from somewhere else in Maine, but I decided to put Baltimore because the place she was from wasn't available. 5'11", hybrid goaltender. Right there's what I used for her. Doesn't have the neck guard because in the movie she didn't have one. 4.5-star potential, I think's pretty accurate. She seems to be a really good goaltender. 64 overall. She's got that 85 glove high after robbing Gunnar Stahl in the shootout in D2. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's alright. Consistency 2. She's always consistent. 80 breakaway. Like I said, she's a beast in the shootout. And then about 75, 70s throughout. Just regular stats throughout, but definitely a really good goaltender for us. Next guys, I have Germaine. He's one of the better players actually for the Ducks. Whereas the number 00, unfortunately that number's not available, so I just had to give him the number 0. He's a left winger here, left-handed, also from Minneapolis, 5'11", sniper. I think he's like the 2nd leading scorer behind Banks. Right here's kind of what he looks like. And like I said, same equipment, 4-star potential. Like I said, he's one of the better players on the team. 63 overall. He's got 80 speed, 80 passing, 80 wrist shot accuracy. Pretty good offensively. His defensive stats are kind of all mid-70, low 70s kind of area, but definitely one of the better players on the team. Next, guys, we have Greg Goldberg. You'll see it's one of 2 Goldbergs. I actually have a defenseman and a goalie Goldberg. So here's the defenseman Goldberg, number 3, right-handed, from Philly, USA. He's a defensive defenseman, obviously, and right there's kind of what Goldberg looks like. Like I said, I really just did the best I could with the EA stuff. Potential 3.5 stars as a defenseman, 63 overall. His offensive stats really aren't that great, but his defensive stats, he's got 80 shot blocking, 80 defensive awareness, because, he's been a goalie, so I think he knows what's going on. 75 stick checking. He's definitely a really good defensive defenseman, knows what to expect back there. And then right here, guys, we have Greg Goldberg's goalie form. I don't think I mentioned this. There was only 19 players total, so that's why I did 2 Goldbergs. I played 2 positions, defense and goalie. So here's his goalie. As you can see, he's got all Philly equipment because, he always wore that in the road hockey games. Number 33 from Philly. I think that's just all the same stuff. Obviously, same guy. Looks the same. He's got the Philly helmet with him. And then he's got 3-star potential as a goalie. He was never that great. 60 overall. All mid-70s. Consistency's 1. Not quite as inconsistent as Julie the Cat. And then all mid-low 70s. Definitely not as good goaltender as she was. And really shouldn't have started in D2. Right here, guys, we have Jesse Hall. He's one of the 2 Hall brothers. And Jesse Hall right here is the one who plays center. He's the better of the 2. He's in 2 movies. He's actually a pretty good scorer. I have him as a 2-way forward. Seems to play, both ways from Minneapolis as well. Right here, kind of what he looks like. Like I said, I'm only doing the best with what EA gave me. Equipment's the same. He gave him 3.5-star potential. He's a pretty decent player. 59 overall. He's nothing really too flashy, but he's all mid-70s, basically. And he's a 3rd-line center on this team. Next, guys, we have his younger brother, Terry Hall. He was only in the first movie. And same equipment. He's a right winger. Minneapolis as well, obviously. He's another 2-way forward. And he's a little bit worse than his brother, though. As you can see, he's only 58 overall as well. He's got 3-star potential. He's not quite as much potential. If they're in more movies, I gave them more potential. And if they're in less movies, they got less potential. Obviously, Banksy in all 3 movies, best player, 5-star. Conway in all 3, not as good, but 4.5. So that kind of worked out like that. Right here, guys, is Dave Karp. He's a defenseman. Didn't really do much, I don't think. Number 11 here. Also from Minneapolis, 5'9". He was kind of on the shorter side, defensive defenseman here. Best I could do, making him look like the actual guy. 3-star potential. He was only in the 1 movie, 56 overall. And I think he like that one Tammy Duncan guy, barely around the ice. So he doesn't have the best of stats, and probably be looking to improve him. Below him, guys, we have Peter Mark, another guy who was only in the first movie, and he's a shorty. He's like 5'8". He's also from Minneapolis, as he's in the first movie, and he's kind of got an attitude. Not really the best player. There's a quick look what he looks like, and he's got 3-star potential because he's only in the 1 movie. His stats aren't the greatest, but he does have 75 aggressiveness and 60 discipline because he got an attitude on him. That was really the only notable thing about him, so made sure to include that. Right here is Mendoza. If you guys don't know who him, he's actually the guy who's really fast but can't stop. So he's number 22. He's a left winger. He's 5'10". He's kind of like average height. I made him a grinder. Figured doesn't really score, but he's fast, and the ESHL grinders are fast. So I decided to just do that. Right there's kind of what he looks like again. Equipment, I made it all the same for them, just keeping it easy. 3.5-star potential. He was in 2 movies. 60 overall, actually. He's got 90 speed, 1.9 seconds, or 1.29 seconds from blue line to blue line. 85 endurance, 60 body checking. He's not the toughest guy. His shooting stats aren't the best. Agility, 65. I don't really know where to put down for him not stopping. I figured agility because that has to do with like stopping and going, skating side to side. Strength, 65, like I said, not the toughest. 85 acceleration, though. The rest of the stats are kind of normal. And that's pretty much it for Mendoza. Basically, he's going to be flying down the ice, but he's not going to know when to stop. Next, guys, we have Connie Moreau. She's probably the best girl on the team. He was in all 3 movies, and actually pretty good offensively. Number 18, right winger. 5'7", 140 pounds, so she's not very big. I don't think I mentioned this, guys, but basically I based all their sizes off of like what size they were in the movies, as well I looked up the actors, and I seen how tall they are nowadays, since they're 18 in this game, so I figured they basically reached their full height by this time. And if I needed to change it, I changed it, and you guys will see some instances where I did have to change it. But anyway, guys, like I said, she was actually one of the better offensive players, so 4-star goal potential, 62 overall. I gave her 80 speed. She's smaller. She seems like, she could definitely, skate pretty fast. The rest of her stats were 85 throughout, 80 offensive awareness, 85 discipline. I don't think she ever got a penalty. So, 55 fighting skill, though. I don't think she's ever gotten a fight or will get in a fight. Next, guys, we have Dean Portman, one of the 2 Bash brothers. You guys definitely know this guy. He's a huge guy, number 21 defenseman, 6'1", 220-pound enforcer from Chicago. So right there's a quick look at what he looks like, and he's got 3.5-star potential, 64 overall, 90 body checking. Like I said, one of the Bash brothers. He's gonna throw his weight around. 90 strength, 85 durability. He's not gonna get injured. 85 aggressiveness, just huge guy. 90 fighting skill. He's not afraid to get dirty. So right there is one of the 2 Bash brothers, and right here is the other, the second Bash brother, Fulton Reed. He's the one with the bit better overall player, better offensively, better shot on him. Number 44, 6'3", 240 pounds, so he's a little bit bigger. And this is one of the instances, guys, I looked up the actor's height, and he's like 5'8" or something in real life, but I was like, no way Fulton Reed's going to be 5'8". So I made him 6'3". Another enforcer, obviously. Him and Portman are going to be on one defensive pairing, and I'd be scared to get matched up against them. As you guys can see, he's got 4-star potential. He's a bit better than Portman. As well, he's got 64 overall, so I think he's same overall or slightly higher. 85 body checking, so not quite as good, but he's got the 85 slap shot power, 80 slap shot accuracy. Obviously, that's how Bombay found him, shooting pucks in an alleyway. So he's got a nice slap shot on him. 80 strength, 80 aggressiveness. Again, he's one of the Bash brothers. 85 fighting skills. So he's a bit better offensively, but I think Portman's the better fighter for sure. Right here, guys, we have Dwayne Robertson. If you guys don't know him, he's the Texas. He's the kid from Texas with the sick hands. So left winger here, number 14. From Austin, Texas, 6 foot, 200 pounds, playmaker. So he's he's one of the taller guys I think on the team. And over here's a look at his stats, guys. 4-star gold potential, 63 overall. But watch this, guys. 75 speed, 90 puck control. He just had sick hands, 80 passing. His offensive stats were all pretty decent in the mid 70s. 90 deking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, he's the sickest kid, sickest hands in the league. 85 hand eye to go along with that deking. Then just kind of like basic mid 70s throughout and the rest of the stats, but definitely the best hands on our team. Next, guys, we have Russ Tyler. If you don't know him, Knuckle Puck. That's all I'm gonna say. He's the kid who made the Knuckle Puck. Jersey number 56. He's actually kind of shorter, 5'8". If you guys don't know, the actor for this guy is actually the guy who played Fat Albert. So that kind of just tells you what he looks like. But in here, I got him at 5'8", 180. He's an offensive defenseman, obviously. Right there was a quick look at what he looks like, and equipment's the same. 4-star goal potential. I think he's one of the better defensemen on the team. He's got the 90 slap shot power, 80 slap shot accuracy. The rest of his stats are kind of mid-low 70s. I think he's got some other decent stats for defensiveness, offensive awareness, defensive awareness, 75. So he's pretty good on both ends of the ice, and he's our best offensive defenseman for sure. And lastly, guys, we have Ken Wu, the only Asian on the team. Very diverse team, as you can see. And he was another former figure skater, right wing here, jersey number 16 from San Francisco, 5'8". He was always one of the smaller guys. They called him Little Bash Bro, I think, in the movie. And his face looks really messed up, but that was the best I could do. And anyway, guys, he's got 3.5 star potential, at 61 overall, 80 puck control, maybe a little bit high for him, but he's got 85 agility, being a figure skater, 90 balance. I mean, he's not going to get, knocked off the puck. I mean, he's got amazing skating. He's got 75 DQ, which I think is pretty good, 80 poise, being the figure skater. He's not the toughest guy, though, so he's got, like, some 65 aggressiveness, and he's got 65 strength, as well as 60 fighting skill, but offensively, he's not too bad a player. So anyway, guys, that was a quick look, or actually not such a quick look, sorry, but I hope you enjoyed it. Look at the Mighty Ducks roster in NHL 14. I decided to kind of show you guys exactly what all the players looked like, as well as all their stats, in case anyone wants to replicate this and into it to their own NHL game. Also, guys, I'm showing you all this because I'm going to do a GM mode series with this Mighty Ducks team, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the GM mode series once it comes out. If you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like. It took a lot of work to do all this, guys, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you can stay tuned for the GM mode series. Besides that, guys, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
It's the kind of beat to go.